Welcome to another CCI video update as we talk to schools and school districts around Indiana about their experiences with the Comprehensive Counseling Initiative grant from Lilly Endowment. Today, our guests are the school counseling team from Hanover School Corporation. Thanks for being with us. And if you could, please take a moment to introduce yourself and let us know what your role in Hanover is.
Hi, my name is Robin Dillon, and I am the school counselor at Hanover Central Middle School.
Hi, my name is Leslie Klauk. I'm the school counselor at Red Cedars Upper Elementary. At the time that we applied for ramp certification, I was the school counselor at Jane Ball Elementary.
And hi, I'm Ashley Schell. I'm the school counselor at Jane Ball Elementary. I was previously the school counselor at the middle school. I was the addition to the school counseling team through the Lilly grant.
Excellent, excellent.
And I'm Monica Nelson. I am one of the high school counselors.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you again for being with us. We're going to jump right in. I got a few questions about your experiences with the Lilly grant, but we can go down any road you would like to talk about. So let's just begin by talking about what comprehensive counseling model or framework did you select for your school counseling program, and how did the implementation of that model progress?
So we chose to do RAMP, Ask a Ramp. That was our comprehensive counseling program that we all decided on.
We built our comprehensive model based on the Ask a model, and we did work towards, we submitted for RAMP. Sadly, none of the schools, I guess, met the rubric of ASCA, the RAMP program, and so we did not meet that.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment.
I'm sure. Tell me about working on that application and the process together. I guess more importantly, the model than the application for the RAMP award, but how did that go?
I think working on the model was great, and we worked with our consultants. We really felt like we put a nice comprehensive model together. We worked at every step and implemented the program with fidelity. Unfortunately, when we did not get RAMP, we met with the reviewers, and they said that there were like certain areas that we did not meet their rubric to the T. And that is why. And then looking back, it looks like only about 50% of the people that apply for RAMP actually received RAMP. But I think I don't know, everyone else can speak, but I think we're pretty proud of the program that we've built and put together. And now we're all moving on to carrying the torch.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about the model. How did it change in your work over the years of the grant?
I think that it allowed more opportunities for us to communicate and build a progressive program through all of our schools. And to me, that was the best part, was really finding out what we were doing that was similar and where we could realign certain things so that we could work better together to make things more cohesive.
And I think that communication piece, and when we first started the whole process, we really did a lot of reflection and looked at all of our programming. Most of it was considered reactive counseling, and it made us reflect and look at our goals, and then implement more of a intentional counseling program with curriculum and programming, and with our advisory board, and that communication with administrators that really was not happening
previously. And even post grant, are those components still in place?
Yeah, for the most part, we kind of slacked off a little bit on some of the the detailing, and now we're back on with carrying the torch. We're back to re-looking at that. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I think for the most part we've implemented and kept everything in line.
Yeah, I would agree. And at the high school level, I always feel like high school is kind of a different beast. We're focused more on academics and scheduling and college and career stuff. But it really made us take a look at, what other areas we need to focus on, to help our students. So at the high school level, like we've even talked about what we want to do different next year and how that's going to be implemented within carrying the torch when we think about our goals and our classroom lessons and our closing the gap lessons. Going through the process has been really beneficial because it's stuff that we never thought about doing previously.
Excellent. Well, let's kind of dig down a little bit deeper then. Tell us about one of your strategies or activities that you're most excited about and felt like it made some steps forward for your programming or for your students.
For me, I was most excited about the data, the results of the Closing the Gap group lessons that I did to address some issues with academics with a specific group of students. And it allowed for me to really see the data and then be able to analyze it afterwards and how that was, affected by the lessons and the overall program. So that was my highlight that I really appreciated.
Do you mind sharing with us a little bit about what that goal was? What gap you were addressing?
Yeah, I was looking at students who had underperformed in the reading section of NWEA, and I used the curriculum that we purchased. Student Success Skills had a small group of lessons and so I tried it out, and I can't remember now, and I wish I had it in front of me, but I remember running to my principal and saying, "Look at this!" Like it was profound, the difference it made with this group of students that were CUSP kids. So.
And can I ask you about how big of a group was it? Did you run numerous small groups? Or
yes, I ran numerous small groups, and I would say I think we had 17 kids, and it was from second grade. That was the year that I focused on.
Yeah, that's excellent. 17 second graders. That's a big impact. That's great. Anybody else particular strategy or activity that you really liked that was beneficial to your kids?
I think just actually K through 8, we implemented Student Success Skills, which is an evidence-based program. At the middle school too, we introduced Mind Up, which is an evidence-based program. And I think just putting in that curriculum and doing that tier 1 work that really wasn't, and that's more targeted and focused on what our goals were, I think was really beneficial.
Excellent. So previous to the grant, maybe tier 1 was not as intentional as you would like it to be. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So tell me a little bit about the Mind Up curriculum.
The Mind Up curriculum is it's through the Goldie Hawn Foundation, and it is 15 lessons on mindfulness. And so we targeted the 5th grade students when the 5th grade was in the middle school. And the first year that we did it, we only had like 3 teachers volunteer. And then as the teachers saw the impact, and we did do pre and post tests, and as the teachers saw the impact, I think Ashley was with me at the time. The second year that we implemented it, every teacher wanted on board. And it was very interesting because the teachers were even responsive, like, I need this for myself. And the Mind Up
powerful.
Yeah. And the Mind Up curriculum is really, they're like 15, 20-minute lessons, all on different aspects of mindfulness. And they have even lessons that you can integrate into language arts or science or social studies. And I think it's technically really meant for the classroom teacher to like integrate it. Our teachers, I don't think they really felt comfortable. So we just made the time and we went in for 15 weeks. We went into the classrooms and delivered the lessons.
Once a week?
Once a week, yeah, for 15 weeks.
Wow. Ashley, what was that like for you to go in and do mindfulness lessons with kids?
I loved it. The kids loved it. Some of my favorite lessons were practicing like mindful observations. So we would have sounds where the kids had to close their eyes and guess what the sounds were, or I would have different like scents that I would walk around and they would smell like hot cocoa or peppermint, and we would talk about, you know, the feelings or the memories that those scents are tied to. So I just really loved like those the sensory observations, the mindfulness of it that way. I really loved another lesson where I taught the kids like how to measure their heart rate. So they did like jumping jacks in place and then measured their heart rate, and then sat down and did deep breathing for a minute and then measured their heart rate. So they got to see firsthand the impact of taking deep mindful breaths to help calm down their body and calm down their mind. I always track how many students I see throughout the year and tie that to which grade level. And I did see significantly less students from 5th grade coming forward, like not coming forward, but like coming to me for anxiety, you know, relationship issues than I typically had seen in the past. And I think a large part of that was I was in the classroom so much doing these preventative lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of increased your workload instead of decreased it, but it was because you had formed better relationships.
Yes. And I love being in the classroom. I love being with the kids and seeing them in that aspect, and it also helped build my relationship with the teachers too, because they were able to see what I was doing, and I could see the kids in the classroom. So they wouldn't have to like relay as many concerns to me. I would see it right then and there and help them take care of it. So it was more work up front, but it ended up kind of bringing me out of, you know, kind of like a box, for lack of a better word.
Absolutely.
Plus, when we looked at the post tests, it was nice to see how some of the kids, because they had one of the questions they had a chance to like add their own, and a lot of the kids put examples of how they used like the mindfulness and the breathing techniques in other areas of their life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that was really nice to see.
Do you remember an example off the top of your head? That's excellent.
I remember one girl said that she used the breathing tech. She played softball and she was a pitcher. And so she would use the breathing technique before she would start her like inning and go out and pitch.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So it really impacts an actual student's life. It's not just the data. It's like
right.
So you are truly a team, and it goes beyond personality. It's good programming. That's amazing. Great job. Anything else you would like to add? Anything you would like to say to the endowment?
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
That's usually the response I get when I ask.
I think this was something we definitely weren't expecting. Like, we went through the process together and put in a ton of hours and effort. And I don't think any of us expected to get the grant. And when we did, it was one of the best things that happened to us for a team. So we definitely appreciate them.
Excellent.
Yeah, and thank you for that, the huge investment that they made to Indiana schools, to Indiana counselors, that hopefully will plant seeds to invest in our students and for years to come.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well said. Well, thank you again, Hanover, for joining us today. And thanks to our viewers for watching this month's CC video update.